This is the team I'm currently using in high-ranked PvP. Hey guys, so I've been having some great success with this team, Vegito Blue on Lineage of Evil. I've also seen a lot of people on GodTube use this team as well. First off, I'm going to explain why this team is as good as it is. Then I will show you some PvP gameplay with this team and will commentate a few matches and then leave the other matches with just the background music so you can enjoy the show. Okay, why do I think this team is so good? There are 6 reasons why. First off, the Rising Rush control. This team is easily among the best when it comes to countering Rising Rush. Goku and Frieza need no explanation at this point, but Vegito Blue with his Rising Rush lock whenever he enters the field, and obviously Revival Frieza are really good at hindering the opponent from using his rush. Reason number 2, the current meta. Vegito Blue and LF Goku and Frieza are easily the best units in the game right now, so having both of them on the same team is obviously a good thing. Duh. And because both of them are so good, you will probably run into at least one of them in 99% of your matches. At least it's like that for me. And this team is really good at keeping both of them in check. Let's start with Vegito. He is red, Revival Frieza is blue, blue beats red. So far so good. And if your Frieza is really high stars and has some good defensive equips, he is basically an immovable object to Vegito. Like, Vegito doesn't really do the craziest amounts of damage, he just combos you for 50 trillion years, so he can't really do much against Revival Frieza when it comes to damage. And also the Frieza side of Goku and Frieza can just shred Vegito if he's not careful. Moving on to Goku and Frieza, they can still shred this team if they ramp up, but it's not like this team can't handle them at all. Vegito Blue, for instance, is often enough not affected by their constant card destruction bullshit, so one of their most toxic abilities is not that bad on this team at least. And also him sealing blue cards whenever he is faced with an enemy means that they can just switch in and one-shot you with a blue card, which is probably also the reason why you don't really run into the unholy trinity anymore. Reason number 3, the bench. Zenkai buffers play a huge part in a unit's overall performance these days, and on this team Goku and Frieza gets 3 Zenkai buffs, Revival Frieza gets 2, and Vegito 0, but honestly his Zenkai buffers have terrible Z abilities anyway for the most part, and honestly he doesn't even need it that much because he's just more than busted enough as is. Number 4, the synergy. This team works exceptionally well together. Usually I start the match with Revival Frieza and then abuse Vegito's Vanish Depletion to start a long ass combo. And during that combo I usually pull a green card, which I then can use with Goku and Frieza to continue my combo even further. Also, Revival Frieza with his main ability is also a huge help because not only does he reduce subcounts for everyone, he also draws a green card, and you don't need to tell me how busted Vegito's and LF Go Frieza's green cards are. Also, Vegito locking in Rising Rushes whenever he's switched in means you can safely switch into him, the opponent can blue card or rush him, and by the time that lock is gone, you can either counter the rush with Goku and Frieza, or you can eat a blue card or ultimate with Revival Frieza. Reason number 5, the availability. Right now, from what I've seen, most people think that the best team in the game is Vegito on Universe Reps with Goku and Frieza and LF MVP 17, and the team's principle is basically the exact same as with this team, but you basically just switch 17 with Revival Frieza. The thing is, 17 isn't really a character that a lot of people have, let alone at high stars, since he has only really been on one banner so far. Meanwhile, if you are like me, you probably pulled a ton of Revival Friezas during the anniversary, since he was on the free ticket banner and the part 1 banner with Goku and Frieza. I mean, my Frieza was at 6 stars when the anniversary began and now he's maxed out. And lastly, the Revive. Obviously the Revive is a great anti-Rising Rush tool, but it's also a really good way to just reset the fight to neutral. Usually my Frieza dies through a blue card or when my opponent does a huge ass combo, and since he reduces ki by 50 with his Revive, you can usually safely tackle and start counter-attacking, and you don't have to be afraid that your opponent just continues to pummel you right after the Revive. The Revive is also a a really great tool against Goku and Frieza's blue card, since you can safely switch into it and not instantly lose a character. That has always been a huge weakness for LF17, for example, because his buff cancellation only applies if he is already switched in at the time the blue card is already activated, which is not always the case since he isn't really the greatest at tanking just raw combos. So yeah, these are the 6 reasons why I think this team is really good. Is it the best team in the game? I don't know. But it is really good. Anyway, you can see the equips right here, and we will now jump into the PvP footage. Okay, the first match against the team I was just talking about, Universe Reps with Vegito Blue. Let's see how the match actually goes. Of course, I will start with Survival Frieza. He starts with his Goku and Frieza, and I get him with the Dark card, and then I just use the green with Survival Frieza to extend the combo. And I knew he wouldn't switch to Vegito Blue, so that's why I used the Strike card. Now I'm just using my blast with Goku and Frieza to build up their switch gauge. Yeah, one really good thing about this team that I got to mention is since Revival Frieza carries blast cards, and the 2 best units in the game are strike cover change characters, you can just use blast cards to extend combos and don't have to worry about blast cover changes basically. Oh, nice drop. Yeah. He's actually doing a lot of damage. Oh yeah, I definitely have to switch now, otherwise Vegito just gets pummeled. But I mean, Revival Frieza took this pretty well, and now I'm doing this. Yeah, I remember this. Basically, he moved at the wrong time when I just used my main ability, and then I'm just using the chance like that to just get rid of his main character as fast as possible. His rank is White West out there, no mercy. But yeah, now Goku and Frieza are already dead. 17 is already also on his deathbed since I already got rid of his first life, and Vegito Blue can't really deal much against this team once the other characters are done for. With 2 blues on the team, yeah, even Vegito Blue is kind of powerless. That's why I'm switching to Frieza now, and now, yeah, Vegito Blue is in kind of a pickle. I'm using the green card again, hoping he would jump so I can get him, but he was smart and didn't do that. Yeah, that's kind of bad. I don't understand why he didn't do strike, maybe he just didn't have one. Oh yeah, it's because Frieza probably sealed them, that's why. Yeah, he could have probably rushed there and used his main with 17, but I mean, why rush the revival unit? Kind of that's right. Now I switch to Vegito Blue again, extend the combo for a bit with ridiculous levels of card cross speed until Goku and Frieza are back, and then just pummel him with the blue card, but I guess I just didn't switch for some reason. I probably should have done that, but I guess it's fine either way. Yeah, he probably wanted to use a green card. He looked like he was just fishing for it, but if you're fast enough and catch them off guard, like I just did, then they can't really do that much with the green card. Since 17's first life is already gone, I can use the blue card now and finish him off. And now only the Vegito Blue is left, and like I said, against the Revival Frieza, you can't really do anything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Revival Frieza is perfectly fine. He can combo as long as he wants to. It really doesn't do a lot of damage, and I don't even have revived yet, so yeah. Things don't look so well for our body Vegito Blue right now. Yeah. So keep going. Yeah. I don't know why just use the forfeit already. Oh yeah, this is what I also what I also forgot to mention. Revival Frieza blue card is also a really good way to deal with Vegito Blues when they just sit in mid-range all the time and are obviously fishing for the green card, since that is obviously immune against the green card. Okay, next match against the Ultra Rosé on Fusion Warriors. Yeah, that's also a team I see quite often. There's just the 3 Ultras on one team. Rosé is like the only good green unit in the game right now, and also one of the few units that can actually really cause a lot of problems for this team for obvious reasons. I didn't think that Vegeta would, like, what is he doing? Okay, fine. yeah. Now I got into a combo with Vegeta Blue, and Vegeta Blue is so busted that he doesn't care at all about Vegeta Blue's stupid gauge. Yeah, pretty balanced unit. He got me with the cover change, and for some reason he did the strike again. I mean, did he think I would just sit there and wait for him to attack me or something? Really weird. Yeah, and I got Rose into a combo with Goku, and he is dead. Yep, now pretty much the most annoying unit on the team is already gone, so my other units pretty much have free reign to just tear this Chuck guy to shreds. Yeah, drop the combo even though it wasn't even necessary. And Vegeta is just ripping Gogeta apart. Bye, Vegeta. Okay, not even 25 timer counts over, and already 2 of his units are dead. Pretty good, I would say. Yeah, I thought he would do a full range strike again, that's why I did the counter, but it didn't work. But it still kind of worked since I got the PV off, and now I can just pummel this Vegeta to death. This is game, yeah. Okay, next team, this is Mono Blue, I guess. Rage Trunks on LOE, basically. Does he know that Trunks doesn't get his endurance on that team? I guess he really hates Vegeta Blue for some reason, but yeah, I don't really understand this team, honestly. Yeah, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, just rival Frieza, wait for an opening, and then just switch into Vegito and start pummeling the opponent. I think this is also, yeah, I switch into green card, exactly. Now I can continue comboing with Goku and Frieza. I should have used the strike first, but I guess it didn't matter because Trunks had his unit gauge now active. He got me into a combo, that's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, I'm not too worried, honestly. Yeah, you switch into Revival Frieza now, who doesn't do the craziest damage, obviously. I mean, he's pretty much there to just soak up some damage. This, I don't really understand why he didn't switch into Goku and Frieza before, but I guess he just didn't have enough cards. Yeah, I used the attack switch to get some seconds to think, and then he jumped and I could start a combo this way. I think he lets his Frieza die, right? Yeah, this was probably the correct choice, because otherwise, if he switched, I could have just rushed, or just pummeled another one of his units, so it was probably the safest option to just let the rival Frieza go. Yeah, get him into a combo again. I mean, this is pretty much a Goku and Frieza show right now, but I mean, Vegeta Blue isn't the star of the show on this team, it's him and Goku and Frieza, so it's fine. And he switched into Trunks, and now I rush, and Trunks is dead. Unless he guesses me, but I think he doesn't. Yep. Bye, Trunks. Was nice. Was nice knowing, yeah. And now Vegito has his full gauge back and is healed because he's a very normal unit. Yeah, this guy is really stupid. He probably should have used his main a bit later. Oh yeah, and here, if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, basically I'm just stalling for time, see if I get an opening on him, and pretend that I actually have a green card. This is also a really sneaky way you can use Vegito, because obviously the opponent doesn't know which cards you have, but they usually, when you start floating back and just be really defensive, they just assume that you have a green card and are extra careful, and this can really just fuck with them psychologically, basically. Like, it gets really tiring and really exhausting after some time, just having to wait for an opening against Vegito Blue, and usually people will start doing some sloppy nonsense after 10 counts or something, of just being annoyed. So that's also a really good strategy, to just be really annoying and make the opponent do a mistake, basically. Yeah, I thought he was gonna attack, but he was smart and waited it out, but I mean, I don't really think that he can do much. Yeah, I even got the cover change. I mean, this is basically over. Like, what is he supposed to do? All I have to do is be careful not to get rushed with Frieza, or Goku and Frieza, or Vegeta Blue, and then I can't really lose. And I think I still have Vegeta Blue's main ability too, so yeah, I can now switch into him. He pulls a shitload of cards because his combo potential isn't good enough apparently, and yeah, this was game. Okay, now for the final match with commentary against Future with Rage Trunks. I've also been running the Future team with Vegito Blue, obviously, and honestly, I mean, my Rage Trunks isn't with Zenkai 7 yet, so I haven't really tried him out, but so far I really like Zamasu just more than Rage Trunks, simply because he just can tank better than Trunks from what I found. And I mean, but it's probably just up to preference if you like Trunks or Zamasu more. I mean, Trunks is probably the more complete unit. He can actually do damage, unlike Zamasu. But I feel like when it comes to tanking, especially against Vegito Blue, Zamasu is just way better. And he's also way better at shutting down Vegito Blue's ridiculously long combos with his key reduction, which is why I prefer using him. But again, it's pretty much a matter of your taste. Once my Trunks is Zenkai 7, I will probably also do a showcase on him, since mine is 14 star. Yeah, I got really lucky in quotation marks during Legends Fest. I really got a 14 star Trunks pretty quickly when I was actually pulling for Goku Black and Zamasu, the green unit. Fun fact, it took me more pulls to just pull one with Goku Black and Zamasu than it took me to 14 star Trunks. Like, it was really insane, this banner. Like, this unit can't leave me alone. On every banner he's on, I pull multiple copies of him. It's really ridiculous. But yeah, this Rose is actually kind of kicking my ass right now, I'm not gonna lie. He's obviously a huge problem with 2 blue units on the team, so I need to get rid of him as fast as possible. Yeah, I'm stalling for a bit. Yeah, he went immediately, and it's kind of bad. And now Rose can just pummel my Revival Frieza, and his gauge is up so he can use an ultimate, and Frieza is dead, or at least his first dive is gone. There was no way I would have or should have switched to the tag unit, so it was fine just letting him go. Okay, I said in the beginning of the video, usually it's safe to just tackle with Frieza, but since Rose still has his main ability, yeah, see? I just decided to use a blue card to make it vanish and then immediately rush. Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen, that's why I did it like this. Yeah, and Rose, the most annoying unit on the team, is thankfully gone. So now I only have to deal with Rage Trunks and Vegito Blue. Vegito Blue, like I said, with 2 blue units isn't that much of a problem, and I mean Rage Trunks isn't exactly the biggest monster on the meta right now, too, so I should be fine. Yeah, times the main ability perfectly with Frieza, so I could use the green card, and then I can just yeah, switch into Frieza and use the blue card to definitely kill Trunks. I mean, he could have switched into Vegito Blue, but it probably was too risky. He could have died. And now I just realized he hasn't really switched into Vegito Blue yet because his Vanish reduction ability is just activated. Yeah, but I mean, this is pretty much over. Like, what is he supposed to do? And he's waiting, obviously, like a little vulture to use his green card. But honestly, at some point, it's probably just better to eat it, which I probably should have done by just switching into Revival Frieza and just using an attack. I mean, even with a type neutral, he wouldn't have been one-shotted by a blue card, so yeah, I guess one thing I should really get better at is just let myself get hit with his counter when I have a good chance with it to survive the attack, because he can only do the counter into blue card once, so yeah, I guess you shouldn't be too afraid to eat some damage against Vegito. Now, I actually stayed in with Frieza because I didn't expect that this would actually kill, but it did. It was kind of bad, but I mean, I still have Vegito Blue, the best unit in the game, easily. And I also have Revival Frieza still, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, got him with a tackle, and I can just start pummeling him. Yeah, but he's actually hanging in there quite well. I don't remember what his star level was, but I guess he was pretty high star because he just doesn't take a lot of damage. Okay, I had to be careful not to get him too low of HP, so I can use the ultimate before activating his heal from his unique ability, but it actually isn't enough, and he actually survived the ultimate quite comfortably and now just heals all of them up. But thankfully it isn't as much, and yeah, now we're basically just waiting to, yeah, that was really dumb from my part. I should have just used a strike. I don't know what I was thinking. But thankfully I won the clash and let's game.
暇つぶしですか。ま、いいだろう。始めようぜ。サイヤ人は一匹たりとも生かしてはおきないよ。おい交代だ。よっウォーミングアップはこれぐらいにしようかな。死になさい。下がれ。行くぞ。来週。決めるぞ。虫けらがやろう。おれもう許さん。しませんよ。甘いですよ。もう安心だ。Yeah! おのれ、もう許さん。宇宙の塵にしてやる。絶対に許さんぞ。バカ。バカだ。交代くらえ。よっ、いただきますよ。させるかよ。くらえ。手をつけてやる。これで終わった。ファイナルハメハメ。敗北を味わうことになるでしょう。許しませんよ。任せろ。大道理の働きでしたよ。